Awaken, chosen ones, and let your spirit recognize the divine choreography at play. God does not seek those already equipped. He equips those he calls for a higher purpose. Pause and consider this. What if the very moment you're reading these words isn't mere happenstance, but an orchestrated signpost on your journey? Out of countless souls navigating the vast ocean of information, you've been drawn here, not by chance, but by purpose. This isn't a coincidence. It's a whisper from destiny, affirming that you're not only seen but divinely chosen to walk a path uniquely designed for you. Throughout history, divine callings have rarely arrived in expected ways. Fiery bushes, angelic visions, cryptic writings, they were startling interruptions to ordinary lives. Today, however, that same divine spark might manifest differently. A seemingly random message glowing on your screen, a digital nudge you weren't seeking, but somehow needed. The truth is, God's chosen are often the least likely candidates, individuals who, like you, don't see themselves as heroes of faith or agents of change. And yet, isn't that precisely how he works? If a shepherd could become a king, if a reluctant prophet could part seas, why not you? So before you dismiss this as another fleeting moment in your scroll, consider this. Perhaps it's not a coincidence, but a divine invitation, a reminder that modern callings aren't any less extraordinary, just more unexpected. Imagine a hidden alliance where faith and influence converge, not as an imposition, but as a divine strategy woven into the systems that shape our world. What if intervention isn't limited to miracles or spiritual awakenings, but also involves the elevation of those destined to wield power for a greater good? History has often dismissed the interplay of faith and governance as mere idealism, yet here we stand, confronted with a possibility that challenges convention. Perhaps this message reaching you isn't a coincidence, but a sign of unseen forces orchestrating a union between spiritual wisdom and worldly authority. This isn't about religion infiltrating politics. It's about leadership anchored in purpose, guided not solely by the will of the people, but by a higher calling to transform lives and redirect the course of humanity. Reaching out to someone like you feels improbable, almost surreal, yet undeniably magnetic. It stirs questions that refuse to be dismissed. Could there be a divine plan unfolding, an intentional weaving of heavenly wisdom into earthly leadership? History is full of such unlikely alignments. David was a mere shepherd until God anointed him to lead a nation. What if this moment is the spark of something equally profound? What if this is where governance rooted in earthly systems intersects with a higher unseen purpose, forming a partnership no one could anticipate? This is not coincidence. It is a masterstroke of divine timing, a deliberate act designed to challenge our understanding of leadership, faith, and influence. The true question is not whether this moment matters. It's whether you'll recognize it before it slips into hindsight. Some moments shift destinies. This could be yours. Why you? It's a question that echoes with both wonder and weight, defying simple explanations. Out of the billions moving through life, why are you the one seeing this now? Coincidence feels like too shallow a word for something so deliberate. If you believe, even faintly, in purpose or divine timing, then this moment should cause you to pause. What is it within you, whether hidden or quietly waiting to be seen, that aligns with something far greater than your current understanding? This isn't about being the most accomplished, the most recognized, or even the most ready. The most extraordinary callings often choose those who seem the least likely, as if to remind us that greatness doesn't require perfection, only willingness. So, why you? Perhaps because the world needs something only you can give. God has never been one to choose the obvious. Instead, he calls the willing, the overlooked, or even the unaware. Could it be that you're seeing this now because you've been chosen, not for who you are today, but for who you are meant to become? Out of countless souls, this moment has sought you out, and if that feels unsettling, it should. Being chosen isn't meant to be comfortable. It's meant to stir something within you, to challenge the way you see yourself, and your place in the world. This isn't about your resume or your self-perception. It's about the vast, untapped potential lying dormant inside you, the gifts, the strength, the wisdom you may not even realize you possess. Sometimes, the first step toward becoming is simply recognizing that you've been called. Maybe the real question isn't why this message found you, but what you'll do with it now that it has. If there's even the faintest possibility that this moment is more than coincidence, an invitation, a calling, a connection to something divine, then turning away might not just be a missed opportunity for you. It could mean forfeiting your place in a story far greater than you could ever imagine. What if this isn't just about you, but about the ripple effect your choice could have on countless others? Some moments carry the weight of destiny, and the true measure of their significance is revealed not in the asking, but in the answering. The weight of being chosen is a paradox, a mixture of honor and challenge, glory and burden. It's easy to romanticize the idea, to imagine it as a crown of purpose, but dig deeper and you'll find it's more than a title. It's a call to responsibility. Being chosen often means stepping into the unknown, shouldering tasks that feel far beyond your strength, and facing fears you didn't even know you had. If this message has found you, it might be because you're being summoned to something far greater than yourself. And while that may sound extraordinary, it's also deeply unsettling. The path of the chosen is rarely easy, but it's always worth it, because it transforms not only the world, but also the one brave enough to walk it. To be chosen is not to bask in glory, but to shoulder a sacred trust. It's less about receiving accolades and more about accepting a mission, one that others may not have the strength or willingness to bear. It's stepping into a role where your choices ripple far beyond yourself, shaping the paths of those whose destinies intertwine with yours. This is no light burden, it's a profound test. A test of your faith to trust in the unseen, of your character to rise under the weight of responsibility, and of your resolve to stand unshaken when the storms inevitably come. Being chosen isn't about reward, it's about purpose. And purpose, though heavy, carries the power to transform not just your life, but the lives of countless others. Feeling inadequate in the face of a calling isn't just normal, it's almost a prerequisite. History is full of reluctant heroes who doubted their worthiness. Moses questioned his ability to speak, Jonah tried to flee, and even Jesus, in his humanity, wrestled with the immense weight of his mission. The truth is, feeling unsure or unqualified doesn't disqualify you. It prepares you, it humbles you, reminding you that this calling isn't about your current abilities, but about what will be made possible through you. If you feel hesitant, take heart. You're in the company of those who changed the world, not because they were ready, but because they said yes despite their fears. Here's the truth. God doesn't call the perfect. He perfects the called. You don't need to have all the answers, nor do you need to feel fully equipped. What matters is your willingness to show up, to step into the calling, even if it feels overwhelming. Because in the end, this calling isn't really about you. It's about the lives you're meant to touch, the difference you're meant to make, and the legacy you're being invited to create. The real question isn't whether you're ready, it's whether you're willing to carry the weight of the responsibility, knowing that through you, something greater is meant to unfold. What truly distinguishes a God-chosen official from an ordinary leader? It's not the title they hold, the accolades they've earned, or the approval of the masses. A God-chosen leader stands apart because their authority emanates from a deeper source, one that transcends human systems and structures. Their leadership is not fueled by position or public praise, but by an unwavering connection to a divine purpose. They are guided by something far greater than themselves, a force that directs their steps and anchors their decisions. This isn't about mere religious beliefs or a strong moral code. Many leaders possess those. What sets a God-chosen official apart is the divine alignment that empowers their every action, making them vessels of a purpose far beyond what the world can see. A God-chosen official possesses a rare ability to blend spiritual insight with practical action. They don't merely recognize problems, they discern the underlying currents shaping them, understanding that the visible is often influenced by the invisible. Their leadership isn't limited to policies or strategies, it's rooted in a vision that addresses both the material and the spiritual needs of the people they serve. They see beyond immediate solutions, offering guidance that touches hearts as much as it addresses circumstances. This rare combination of clarity and compassion allows them to lead with a depth that transforms not just systems, but lives, ensuring that every decision resonates with both purpose and practicality. These individuals often carry a quiet strength, an unshakable resolve that remains steady in the face of criticism, failure, or external pressures. It's as though their authority is not drawn from votes or political structures, but from a higher calling that equips them to endure, to rise above the noise, and to stay true to their purpose. Their decisions may not always align with popular opinion, yet there is an undeniable conviction behind each choice, a deep, unwavering belief that what they do is part of something far greater. Perhaps their authority isn't meant to fit within the limits of human expectations. It's a rare blend of earthly responsibility and divine appointment, a calling to bridge the gap between heaven's purpose and humanity's greatest needs, leading not just with wisdom, but with a vision that transcends time and circumstance. This kind of leadership goes beyond shaping policies. It reshapes the very lives of those it touches. A God-chosen official doesn't simply hold power or enact laws. They fulfill a divine purpose, a destiny that reaches far beyond the political sphere. The impact of their leadership isn't always immediately recognized, but it ripples through communities, generations, and hearts in ways that transcend the visible. The true question isn't just who they are, it's why they've been placed in this specific moment in time. Their presence isn't random, it's a sacred alignment of purpose, timing, and calling, positioning them to effect change that echoes through history. What if this encounter is more than a fleeting moment? What if it's the beginning of something truly extraordinary, a partnership that unites two seemingly distinct realms, the spiritual and the political? Throughout history, transformative change has often emerged from unexpected collaborations, and this moment could be no different. A union between divine insight and political strategy isn't just captivating, it's revolutionary. When spiritual wisdom intersects with governance, the potential is limitless. Divine guidance brings clarity, vision, and a moral compass, qualities that are often lacking in the cutthroat world of politics. This fusion has the power to reshape not just policies, but the very fabric of leadership, aligning earthly decisions with heavenly purpose and creating a legacy that transcends the moment. In contrast, the world of politics offers the structure and tactical plans necessary to turn visions into tangible outcomes, shaping policies, communities, and entire nations. Alone, these elements have the power to create change, but when fused with divine guidance, they have the potential to completely redefine leadership and ignite a ripple of transformation. However, prophetic collaboration is no simple feat. It demands trust, discernment, and a willingness to navigate the intricate complexities of both the spiritual and political realms. A leader who carries divine insight must also possess the wisdom to engage with the practical realities of governance, understanding that the true power of this union lies not just in visionary ideals, but in the ability to execute them effectively in the real world. A government official must be humble enough to listen to wisdom that transcends the typical sources of advice, beyond advisors, polls, or data. This is not about religion shaping politics or vice versa. It's about aligning spiritual truth with tangible leadership for the greater good. The potential impact is vast. Imagine decisions driven not by fear, greed, or political self-interest, but by a deeper sense of purpose and accountability to something higher than human ambition. Such a collaboration could lead to policies rooted in justice, compassion, and long-term progress, rather than fleeting victories. It could inspire a new standard of leadership, one that doesn't merely react to the challenges of today, but anticipates the needs of future generations. If this moment truly marks the beginning of prophetic collaboration, it could ignite a wave of change, sparking a movement that reaches far beyond those directly involved and reshapes the very foundation of governance. Not all who are chosen feel the weight of it as a blessing. In fact, being chosen by God often doesn't come with an immediate sense of confidence or clarity. Instead, it can feel overwhelming and even intimidating. Many of history's most impactful figures, those selected for extraordinary purposes, began by seeing themselves as unqualified, unprepared, and at times, unwilling. This isn't by chance. It's part of the divine design. God has a way of choosing individuals who, by human standards, seem ill-equipped for the task ahead, only to reveal hidden strengths, untapped potential, and abilities they never knew they had. It's in the process of being called that they discover the depth of their true capacity, growing into their purpose with every challenge faced. If you're feeling unqualified, uncertain, or even inadequate, take Moses, who struggled with a stutter and doubted his ability to lead, or Gideon, who questioned why God would choose someone as seemingly insignificant as him. Even the disciples of Jesus were ordinary men, fishermen and tax collectors, far removed from the world's idea of greatness. Yet these individuals were called not because they were ready, but because they were willing. They didn't feel chosen, but in their willingness, they became the vessels through which extraordinary things unfolded. It wasn't about their qualifications. It was about their openness to trust in something greater than themselves. Just like them, your calling isn't defined by your readiness, but by your willingness to step into it. This meeting could be the divine reassurance you've been waiting for. Perhaps you've spent years questioning your worth or doubting your potential, telling yourself that someone else is more qualified for the task at hand. But what if, all along, God has been quietly preparing you, shaping you through experiences, lessons, and insights that you didn't even recognize as part of a grander plan? Feeling unqualified doesn't disqualify you. In fact, it positions you perfectly to rely on something greater than yourself. When God chooses someone, it's never about their resume or reputation. It's about their willingness to step forward, doubts and all. This moment may not just be about what's being asked of you. It could be the very point where you begin to see yourself the way God sees you, not perfect, but perfectly chosen. Divine timing is never random. The universe operates on a schedule far beyond human understanding, and when the divine is at work, every moment is purposeful. If you're reading this message now, it's not by accident. It's reaching you at a precise moment in your life, during a unique season in the world that aligns perfectly with your journey. Why now? This is the question that should stir something deep within you. Timing isn't a coincidence when it comes to destiny. Every pivotal moment is divinely orchestrated, designed to open doors at the exact right time when you're ready to step into something greater than you ever imagined. The message isn't just the call, it's the invitation to recognize that this moment is part of a larger, sacred plan unfolding just for you. Take a moment to reflect on your life as it stands right now. Are you standing at a crossroads, sensing a stirring within you that's hard to put into words? Or perhaps you're witnessing challenges, both personal and global, that seem to demand a response larger than what you feel capable of? These aren't random occurrences. Divine timing moves with precision, aligning people, events, and circumstances in ways that often only make sense in hindsight. Maybe, just maybe, this very moment is designed to pull you out of the ordinary and usher you into something extraordinary. It could be the pivotal turning point where your purpose takes shape, revealing itself in ways you never anticipated. Throughout history, timing has proven to be everything. Esther didn't understand why she was placed in a royal position until the moment came when her people needed her to act for such a time as this. Joseph endured betrayal and imprisonment, only to later realize that his suffering was the very thing that positioned him to save nations during a famine. These weren't mere accidents. They were divinely orchestrated moments. Just as their timing was critical, so is yours. The events unfolding in your life, no matter how uncertain they seem, are part of a larger plan. Your moment, like theirs, is coming, and your timing matters just as much. When it arrives, you'll see how everything has been aligning for this very moment in your journey. Perhaps there's a shift happening in the world right now that calls for your unique perspective, talents, or influence. The circumstances of your life may have led you to this precise moment because only you can fulfill what is needed. When the divine calls, it's never about convenience, it's about readiness, even if you don't feel fully prepared. If this moment feels significant, it's because it truly is. The universe has orchestrated events not merely for you to observe, but for you to engage with, to take action. Timing isn't just about when something happens, it's about why this moment right now couldn't happen any other way. Everything has been set in motion to lead you here, and now it's your turn to step forward. Every divine call comes with a choice. Will you step into the unknown, embracing the challenge, or will you allow fear, doubt, or complacency to hold you back? Saying yes to a calling is rarely simple, and it often feels overwhelming, but ignoring it carries consequences that extend far beyond your own life. A divine assignment is never just about you, it's about the people you're meant to reach, the opportunities you're meant to seize, and the impact your obedience can create. When you turn away from the call, you may miss not only your own potential, but also the ripple effects that could transform the lives of others, leaving a void only you could fill. The risks of ignoring the call are greater than the comfort of staying where you are. When you ignore a divine calling, it's tempting to think you're only giving up something personal, perhaps assuming that someone else will step in or that the opportunity wasn't meant for you to begin with. But divine assignments are never interchangeable. The unique skills, perspective, and purpose that you bring to the table are irreplaceable. When you walk away from your calling, you leave behind a gap, one that no one else can fill in quite the same way. Your role, your gifts, and your journey are deeply connected to a larger plan, and by stepping away, you forfeit the very thing that could change the course of your life and the lives of others. The cost of walking away from a calling isn't just personal, it extends far beyond you. Consider the countless lives that could be touched, transformed, or even saved by your willingness to answer the call. Your yes could be the key that unlocks someone else's breakthrough, or your actions could inspire a movement, spark a solution, or provide comfort to someone in desperate need. Every moment you hesitate is a moment you miss the opportunity to make a difference. Walking away from your calling means walking away from the chance to leave a mark that only you, with your unique journey and gifts, were destined to make. The impact of your obedience has the potential to ripple through time, touching lives in ways you may never fully understand. But that's the beauty of stepping into purpose. It's never just about you. History teaches us that the consequences of rejecting a divine calling extend far beyond personal loss. They ripple out, affecting those around us and the greater purpose we are meant to fulfill. Like Jonah, who fled his destiny only to face storms and detours, resisting God's call often leads to unnecessary trials and delays. Saying no doesn't eliminate the calling, it delays it, or shifts the responsibility to someone else, potentially someone less equipped for the task. The true cost lies not just in missing an opportunity, but in forfeiting the unique role we were destined to play. Can you live with the weight of what could have been, knowing that rejecting your purpose means abandoning the very reason you were created? Could this be a test of your faith and discernment? Not every encounter that seems divine is truly from God, and learning to recognize this distinction is one of the most important lessons when navigating spiritual callings, especially when those callings come with promises of influence, power, or change. It becomes crucial to discern the genuine from the deceptive. In a world where motivations are often hidden and intentions can be masked, your ability to see through the surface and recognize divine guidance is more vital than ever. Right now, you may find yourself in the midst of such a test, where your spiritual insight is being challenged in ways that push you to deepen your understanding and trust. This is the moment where your discernment is not just about understanding what's before you, but about staying aligned with your higher purpose in a world full of distractions. When God calls, His voice is clear and unmistakable, but the enemy's tactics can be far more subtle, hiding deception behind promises that seem good, look appealing, or feel right in the moment. The call to action may come wrapped in flattering words or the allure of success, but not every opportunity that appears blessed is truly from God. This is where discernment becomes crucial, the ability to distinguish divine guidance from mere distractions. It's in moments like these, when the stakes are high and the path ahead is unclear, that you must rely on your spiritual senses. Trust in your intuition. Listen to that still, small voice, and test everything against the truth of your calling. It's in this sacred discernment that you will find the clarity to follow the right path and avoid the traps laid before you. Do you sense a deep, unshakable peace in your spirit about this opportunity, or does it stir up a sense of unease? Even if everything on the surface seems perfect, are you being drawn to this situation because it aligns with God's greater purpose for your life, or are your own desires or the allure of worldly gain tempting you? Tests of faith and discernment aren't easy, but they are vital. They force you to go beyond what your eyes can see or your ears can hear and listen to the voice of God within you, the one that speaks louder than any external influence or fleeting desire. This moment, this call, could be a defining point in your spiritual journey, sharpening your ability to discern God's voice with clarity and confidence. It's a reminder that faith is not just about believing in God, it's about trusting His timing, His direction, and His wisdom to guide you through the fog of confusion and uncertainty. In the end, it's not about the opportunity itself, but about aligning yourself with the divine purpose that will lead you to peace and fulfillment. The decision to obey a divine calling is never confined to just your own journey. It creates a ripple effect that reaches far beyond your own life. What may seem like a small, personal step of obedience can set in motion a series of events that will impact families, communities, and perhaps even entire nations. The power of saying yes to a divine invitation doesn't just change your path. It has the potential to change the lives of those around you in ways you might not immediately see or understand. Each act of obedience is like a pebble dropped into the water, sending ripples outward, touching lives in ways that are often invisible at first, but over time, revealing a broader impact. This moment, the one where you decide to step into what's been placed before you, could be the one that ignites a movement, sparks a transformation, or brings healing to areas that need it most. When you step into your purpose, you create a ripple that has the potential to become a wave, touching lives you never imagined reaching. Think about the power of obedience, not just for your own journey, but for the countless others who are affected by your actions. Consider the impact of figures like Martin Luther King Jr., whose stand for justice inspired millions, or Mother Teresa, whose compassion transformed the lives of people around the globe. These individuals didn't just change their own circumstances, they ignited movements, reshaped history, and left legacies that continue to resonate today. Their willingness to answer a divine call created an enduring shift that reached beyond their lifetime. What if your obedience, no matter how small it seems now, could be the spark that lights a fire of change in the world? The weight of that potential is immeasurable, and the ripple effect could unfold in ways that leave a lasting imprint on future generations. Obedience is a powerful catalyst for change, capable of initiating shifts that go far beyond personal gain and reverberate through history. When you choose to step into your purpose, you set in motion a ripple that can grow into something transformative, touching not only your own life, but the lives of those around you. This meeting with the official, this moment in time, could be the pivotal point where you decide to rise, to lead with purpose, and to become the person others have been waiting for. Your family, friends, and community are watching, waiting for someone to step up and inspire them. It's not just about your journey, it's about how your obedience can be the spark that ignites change, fuels progress, and opens the door for others to follow. The world is looking for leaders who lead with conviction, and this is your moment to answer that call. Your obedience has the power to unlock opportunities not just for you, but for others as well, opening doors that allow them to step into their own callings. When you answer the call, you could become the catalyst for a movement that shifts perspectives, redefines actions, and transforms lives on a scale you might not yet comprehend. How ready are you to carry the weight of such a responsibility? Are you prepared to influence more lives than you ever imagined, far beyond your immediate circle? When God invites you into something larger than yourself, it's never merely for your own benefit. It's about the ripple effect that extends outward, touching hearts, inspiring change, and shifting the very fabric of the world. The willingness to say yes to this calling could spark a revolution of thought and action, one that echoes through generations, reshaping history in ways only obedience can achieve. When earthly power intersects with eternal purpose, something truly profound happens. Earthly governments are driven by the immediate, elections, policies, and mandates that seek to address today's problems and secure promises for tomorrow. But God's plans extend far beyond the constraints of time, reaching into the very fabric of generations yet to come. His purposes are woven through lives, shaping destinies in ways that often remain hidden from us until much later. When these two timelines, earthly and eternal, collide, the outcome is a convergence of divine wisdom and human action that transcends the limits of what we can see and understand. It's in these moments that true transformation occurs, as the finite meets the infinite, and the decisions made today echo with significance for years to come. This is where history is made, not just for the present, but for eternity. This encounter with a government official may not simply revolve around politics, policies, or positions of influence. It could be a divine crossroads where the fleeting and the eternal come together. In this sacred moment, earthly authority and heavenly purpose could align, opening a door to something far greater than what human ambition alone could achieve. It's a space where the weight of divine intention meets the framework of human governance, creating an opportunity for lasting change that transcends mere political gain. What may seem like a routine meeting could be the spark of something extraordinary, a convergence of purpose that shapes not only the present but the future in ways unseen and unimaginable. This is not a chance occurrence. It's a divine orchestration unfolding before your eyes. Imagine the transformative power of decisions made not merely for political advantage, but in harmony with a divine plan. These choices would ripple through time, extending far beyond the immediacy of today's headlines, shaping the lives of future generations. What if this moment isn't just a fleeting opportunity, but a pivotal point in a much larger narrative? The influence wielded, the wisdom shared, and the decisions made could redefine the course of history, leaving a legacy that echoes long after the present has passed. In this space, the eternal meets the temporal, creating an impact that transcends the limits of what we can currently comprehend. God's work is often quiet, unfolding behind the scenes, yet when His divine plans intersect with the authority of earthly powers, the possibilities for transformation become boundless. This moment isn't just another encounter. It could be the pivotal turning point where eternity steps into time, where a hidden purpose emerges into visible action, and where decisions made in this space ripple out to shape the future. Such a shift, though perhaps subtle in the moment, has the potential to alter the course of nations, change the lives of countless individuals, and leave an indelible mark on history that echoes through the ages. The timing of this moment, the roles you and others play, and the deeper purpose behind it all could be unfolding at the crossroads of two realms, one that is momentary and ever-changing, and the other that is eternal and steadfast. If you find yourself at the center of this convergence, you may be stepping into something far grander than you can yet comprehend, a divine orchestration that aligns purpose beyond the grasp of worldly understanding. In this space, the invisible threads of destiny are weaving together, crafting a story that will transcend time and leave an impact far beyond the limits of what is seen or understood in the present. For so long, you may have viewed yourself as just one among many, lost in the endless cycle of daily routines and personal ambitions, unaware of the greater significance within you. But what if this perception of your life is only a fraction of the story? What if everything you've experienced, every struggle and triumph, has been part of a larger, divine narrative unfolding right under your nose? This moment, this very encounter, could be the key that unlocks a deeper understanding of who you truly are and the unique role you've been destined to play. It's a call to step out of the shadows of ordinary existence and into the light of your higher purpose, ready to reimagine your place in the vast, eternal design that has been guiding you all along. What if everything you've experienced so far, every mundane moment, and every quiet struggle, has simply been preparation for something far greater? What if the person you are today is only a small part of the story, a prelude to the incredible role you are about to step into? Divine narratives are rarely linear, often marked by unexpected turns and moments of revelation that only make sense when the time is right. The ones who feel unqualified, unprepared, or ordinary are often the very ones chosen to carry out the most extraordinary missions. Perhaps it's not about who you are now, but about who you are becoming, someone uniquely equipped by design to fulfill a purpose that will ripple through time in ways you can't yet see. This moment, this meeting, could be the turning point you've been waiting for, an invitation to step into a purpose greater than you've ever imagined. Perhaps you've measured your life by what you've achieved so far, but the true measure of your existence has always been tied to something deeper, something greater. The divine narrative woven through your life isn't bound by past mistakes or unfulfilled dreams. It's been waiting for you to awaken to it. Now is the time to let go of the limitations that have held you back, to stop underestimating your potential, and to embrace the truth that you are a vital part of a much larger, extraordinary story. What if the best chapters of your life haven't been written yet? What if the person you are today is only a glimpse of the person you're destined to become? This moment, this meeting, could be the doorway to a transformation you never saw coming, an invitation to step into the purpose that has been waiting for you all along. The journey you're on is not a series of random, disconnected events, but a divine choreography designed to reveal your true calling at just the right time. Every experience, every challenge has been preparing you for the role you were meant to play in this vast, interconnected story of purpose and destiny. Are you ready to see yourself as more than what you've known and embrace the extraordinary future that awaits? If you've arrived at this moment, it's not by chance, it's by design. The road you've been walking has been purposefully laid out, leading you to this significant intersection. This meeting, this very instance, could be the catalyst that transforms everything, not only for you, but for all those whose paths are about to cross with yours. It's more than an opportunity. It's a divine invitation to step into a purpose greater than anything you've yet imagined. The call that has been quietly stirring in your heart, the one that's been pulling you forward, is now here. It's time to act, to embrace the extraordinary purpose that has been uniquely crafted just for you. This isn't simply a chance encounter, it's a pivotal moment where obedience, divine collaboration, and the impact of one life are poised to create ripples far beyond what you can see. In fully surrendering to a higher calling, you may find yourself standing in the tension of uncertainty, feeling unprepared or even hesitant. Yet, it is precisely in these moments of vulnerability that God's power can shine the brightest. When you feel weakest, His strength becomes evident, guiding you through what seems impossible. Trust that in your doubt, His direction will lead you to what's next. As you stand at the threshold of this moment, remember, it's not just about entering a new space or having a conversation. You are stepping into the unfolding of a divine narrative. Your response, however small it may seem, has the potential to shift not only your life, but the lives of those around you, setting into motion a ripple of change that only you were destined to start. The real question isn't about your qualifications. It's about your willingness to say yes. Will you trust that the one who calls you is more than capable of equipping you for every step of the journey ahead? The invitation has been extended, and the stage is set for you to step into something extraordinary. The path may not always be clear, but your obedience to take that first step can open doors you never imagined. This is your moment, your call to action. Will you embrace the purpose that is unfolding before you? Don't let doubt or fear hold you back. The extraordinary life waiting for you is just one decision away. Take it. Subscribe to the channel and become part of a community that's embracing their divine callings and redefining their purpose in the world. Stay connected for more powerful insights, encouragement, and support as you embark on this transformative journey. This is more than just a space. It's a movement of individuals ready to step into their destiny and make a lasting impact. Don't miss the opportunity to be part of something greater. Hit that subscribe button and join us as we walk together toward the extraordinary.